Hey guys, I'm Coach Michael BURT, the super coach. Every week coming into your life to do three things. I want to multiply your life, multiply your money, multiply your business. And I believe a good coach can change your life. I believe those that have a good coach in their life earn 3 and 4 times the amount of money than those that don't. Every week I'm committed. Maybe not next week because I'm at Disney World with my sweetheart. Every week I'm committed, Derek Godwin and Owen Schrock and Jorge and John Dalton and Clint Trinity. Every week I'm committed to coming into your life for a 15 to 30 minute podcast, live podcast on a subject that I think people struggle with. Okay? And every week I want to bring you something of value. I believe a good coach can reframe your perspective. I believe a good coach can wake you up from a slumber. I believe a good coach can keep you in a dynamic state. So today on Super Coach, I got a 5-step system that I use to overcome daily disappointments. What do you do when other people have a fickle heart and they let you down and they don't come through for you, and somebody you put your time and energy and resources into? What do you do when they let you down? How do you protect your heart, keep going, and stay in a forward posture? That's what we're talking today on Super Coach. Hey guys, welcome back, Super Coach. Carrie Ann Sear. I miss you, Carrie Ann Sear. Where are you in my life, Carrie Ann Sear? I'm having to find you on Facebook and follow you. Congratulations on your success. Chris Gregory, John Powell. Good afternoon, everybody. You can follow this podcast on Stitcher, Podcast Republic, iTunes. Download it, share it with other people. We're up to 160,000 downloads. And just a little teaser, I'm actually starting another podcast this afternoon with my friend Brad Lee. I'm doing Person of Interest. How do you become a person other people want a piece of and cannot live without? I'll be interviewing Brad Lee, Tim Story, Ed Milet, Gary Cardone, some of the biggest people in the world. And you'll be seeing that roll out pretty soon, Person of Interest. Now, today, what are we talking about? Dorian, what are we talking about? Derek Godwin, what are we talking about? Chris Gregory, what are we talking about? Art Kelly. Great meeting this morning. What are we talking about today? How do you handle disappointment? How do you handle disappointment? Because if you have expectation like I do, I expect a lot of things from a lot of people. But here's the deal. I will never expect things out of other people that I won't bring myself. When I bring a lot of energy, I expect other people to bring energy. When I bring my A game, I expect other people to bring their A game. So what happens when you go out into the market and people let you down? They don't follow through. They don't come ready to go. They don't bring their A game. They don't do this. How do you handle disappointment? Because I believe when you do big things in the world, there's going to be opposition. When you do big things in the world, there's going to be resentment. When you do big things in the world. And I was reading the other day during my devotional time, Tammy Pickett and Paul Parkinson, and I was reading in the book of John about Jesus talking about how he understood that people had a fickle heart. And man, I'm sitting there going, gosh, a fickle heart is you're in one day, you're not in the next day. You're excited one day, you're not excited the next day. It's like you can't stay consistent. Well, coaching as many people as I do, I see a lot of inconsistency in people. You know, I want to work out one day, but I don't the next day. I want to eat good one day, but I don't the next day. We have a fickle heart. So what do you do when you personally get disappointed? Well, probably, 6 months ago, a year ago, at some point, I began to find myself, Belinda Arender, in a discouraged state. So there's encouragement, okay, and there's discouragement. Disc means to take away, okay? Disc means to take it away. And I found myself in a discouraged state because I would go home at the end of the day and I was so let down by people. I was so discouraged by people. I was so disappointed in people. And so anytime I have those feelings over and over, I begin to say, what can I do to handle this disappointment? What can I do to guard my heart? What can I do not to have a fickle heart? What can I do to stay committed? What can I do when a person really lets me down that I was counting on? And anytime this happens to me, what I start doing is I start looking for a system. So I have a 5-step system when I meet adversity. I have 5 steps when I get knocked down. So I said, I'm going to create a 5-step system to use when I have daily disappointment. So what is a daily disappointment? Here, let me give you some definition. Disappointment is the feeling of sadness or displeasure caused by the non-fulfillment. Listen to that word, non-fulfillment of one's hopes or expectations. Notice a few of these words as we're talking about this disappointment. Notice a few of these words, okay? Here's what I'm saying. Feelings. Feelings are emotions, and emotions can be changed. So I look at feelings like fear, insecurity, arrogance. These are feelings that people have. Uncertainty, vacillation, insecurity, okay, a lack of confidence. These are feelings. So disappointment is a feeling. What's it attached to? It's attached to the heart. Why would I be disappointed in another person? Because you put money, put time and energy and resources into a person, and they don't do their part. They don't follow through. You say, look, this is how you go do it. If you do it like this, you're going to be wildly successful, and they don't go do it. And then maybe they blame you because it didn't work. Maybe you tried to help a person, they didn't help you back. Maybe you did something. See, so what happens throughout the day is you set expectation, and then some people reach that expectation and exceed that expectation. Some people fall short of that expectation, which disappoints you. Okay? Derek Godwin says successful people are definitely high expectation. They're not high maintenance. I tell my wife I'm not high maintenance. I'm high expectation. I'm not high maintenance, I'm high expectation. But don't you want to be around high expectation people? Don't you want to associate with high expectation people? Don't you want to have a team full of high expectation people? Don't you want to have a best friend that's a high expectation person? Don't you want to have a coach that expects high expectations of you? You don't want to hang around low expectation people. Well, here's what's going to happen, Catherine Cusack. What's going to happen is you go out there and you push high expectation. There's going to be a lot of people that let you down. So you got to have a system. So today on Super Coach, that's what we're talking about. The feeling of sadness or displeasure caused by the non-fulfillment of another person. Here's expectation. Now, here could be one of the problems. You have not set expectation. You have not set the proper expectation. And sometimes when I'm disappointed by other people, it's because I have not set proper expectation. Here's what I expect. Here's what time I expect you to show up. Here's the exact things I expect you to do. Here's how to handle this when it doesn't work. So sometimes we get disappointed by other people, and they're like, well, I didn't really understand what to do or what my role was or how to do it, or I got 17 things going on. And the confusion is created when too many things are in motion. Too many things are in motion at one time, so there's confusion. Like, what should I do next? So when they don't do it, you say, well, why didn't they do it? Well, was it a lack of expectation? Or was it because we weren't clear on what we wanted them to do? When we come back from the break, I'm going to show you my 5 steps. I'm going to show you 5 steps for overcoming disappointment from others, how to guard your heart. First thing I would tell you is don't have a fickle heart. When you tell people you're going to do something, see it through to its conclusion. See it through to its conclusion. If you tell yourself you're going to wake up in the morning, get up when you said you're going to wake. If you say you're going to work out, work out. Don't disappoint your own self. Because you're going to find out in the next segment that some people have a habit of disappointing other people because that's just what they do. We come back in Super Coach, 5-step system for overcoming disappointment in your life when another person does not meet your expectation.
Hey, are you ready to make more money? MyDealerCapital.com is hiring sales professionals from the auto, banking, and finance industry. Are you tired of capped commissions? Are you making 6 figures? Then MyDealerCapital.com is the answer if you're looking for a better opportunity. We have positions available nationwide. If you're interested in working for one of the fastest growing automotive capital companies in the country, then go to MyDealerCapital.com and contact us at sales@MyDealerCapital.com. Your future awaits, and it's much brighter with MyDealerCapital.com.
Welcome back to Super Coach. Every week multiplying life, money, business. My buddy Brad Lee, I was listening to the podcast I was on with Brad Lee called Dropping Bombs. And every time I would say something that was a bomb, he'd like, boom. He'd hit this button and it'd go, boom. Coach BURT just dropped a bomb. Well, he titled that podcast, How to Accelerate the End Game. Don't you think a good coach should accelerate the end game? A good coach is going to help you get clarity, Ronnie Martin. A good coach, Joe Bigelow, is going to help you get clarity about the end game. And today's show is always brought to you by some great sponsors. You just saw a commercial for MyDealerCapital.com. Clay Whitaker, my good friend, building something dynamic. You're looking for work. You're looking for a job. You're looking for a dynamic leader. You need to go to MyDealerCapital.com. You need to get excited. We've also got some additional sponsors that have just joined the coaching revolution. They've been in the revolution, but now they're in the coaching revolution. Here's one of my beliefs, guys. I've told you before that I want to live a life of energy. I want to live a life of vitality. I call it a potent life, an aggressive life, a life of impact. And I'm always sharing my strategies on how to build business. And let me tell you, if you want to be successful, you can't be tired and you can't be dragging around. One of the biggest things people ask me all the time, Dave Stegg, where do you get your energy from? I love your energy. I love your energy. Well, if you're out there in the world and you're low on energy, something in your body's not functioning like it should. I've been coaching the Hotze Wellness Center in Houston, Texas, and it's like the Ritz-Carlton. I believe there's sick factories and there's wellness factories. Most people go to sick factories because they treat their body poorly, and now they got to go to a sick factory to fix it. Well, there's a new kind of factory right there called the Wellness Factory, and that's a Hotze Health and Wellness Center in Houston, Texas. Listen, incredible place, Ritz-Carlton service, Dr. Stephen Hotze, one of the best people in the world. So thank you for Hotze and Wellness Center. If you're out there, listen, I go to Houston once a month, guys. I'm going through the treatment, okay? We're getting me scheduled to go through it. I even want some more energy. How scary will I be with some more energy out there in the market, right? Also, Big Kahuna. Big Kahuna, we love you, big guy. Just call aloha.com. Time for that tune-up. Jack, it's time for the tune-up. Spring. Listen, I woke up this morning, it's 30 degrees. I go outside, it's 30 degrees, it's cold. I go out this afternoon with my wife just a few minutes ago when my daughter came by to see me. Guess what? It's hot. Time to tune that engine up, okay? Just call aloha.com. Big Kahuna, Shane Ray is in Monster Producer. So thank you for the sponsors. They bring you the show every single week. Without them, hey, it wouldn't be as good as it is, okay? Just call aloha.com. Caleb Frierson, good to see you this afternoon. Can't wait to spend time with you down in Seaside, Florida with my boy Brad Lee. Today we're talking 5 steps to overcome daily disappointment. 5 steps to disappointment. Listen, when you go out into the market, the harder you push, the more resistance you're going to get. There's going to be opposition of thought. There's going to be objection. There's going to be people say you can't do it. There's going to be employees that let you down. There's going to be friends that let you down. There's going to be family that let you down. Your own husband and wife's going to let you down. Your kids are going to let you down. There's going to be disappointment. So if there's going to be disappointment, how do we handle that disappointment, okay? So here's the steps I personally use when I have disappointment. And listen, when you work with as many people as I do, there is disappointment. There's days I go home brokenhearted. There's days I go home discouraged. There are days I go home and I'm like, what in the heck just happened? You mean we worked that hard and that's what we got out of that equation? You got to be kidding me. So, number 1, I do what most people do when they get disappointed. I grieve the disappointment. I think grieving is a natural part of life. The Bible talks about grieving. I think grieving is a natural part of life. There's multiple examples in the Bible. It says Jesus wept. Jesus was sad. Okay, God was disappointed. It is common for us to grieve when we have disappointment, but we don't want to live in a statement of grieving. Okay, so I grieve the disappointment, but I try to only grieve it for a short period of time. Okay, versus a long period of time, like overwhelmed. We've signed up multiple customers today. We're all over the country. Things are happening every day. It's so easy to get overwhelmed. But here's what I tell people. Do you want to be overwhelmed because you got too much business or you don't have enough business? One of them is a high rent problem. One's a low rent problem. So there are moments that even I feel overwhelmed. It's like, oh my God, there's all these things happening at one time. There's too much confusion. I got to tackle one thing at a time. Well, I don't want to be overwhelmed for a long season. I don't want to be disappointed and grieve for a long season. I want to be disappointed. I want to grieve it and say, man, that sucked. But I don't want to live in the past, Will Webb. I don't want to live in the past, Chad Williams. I don't want to grieve it for long periods of time. Too many people are still grieving a disappointment that happened to them years ago, and it is stealing away their future. You can't live in the past and live in the future at the same time. You can't hold on to your past and grab a hold of your future at the same time. Okay? You can't have both of them at the same time. When you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other end. So for you, number 1 is I grieve it, okay? And then I want to move to the future. I want to live in the future versus live in the past. Number 2, I isolate the disappointment. This is a big one. The disappointment I face in a day, Trey Sugg, the disappointment, Susan, that I face in a day is a moment of disappointment. It's a person. I have to remind myself that it's just one person, Jim Parr. It's just one person. There may be 500 good things going on in a day, and one bad thing happened. Your brain will remember that one bad thing. Your brain will remember that one negative person. Your brain will remember that one bozo. Your brain will remember that one thing. It doesn't matter how many good things you have in a day, you'll remember that one bad thing. So here's what I do. I isolate the disappointment. And I say, that was a very small piece of this equation. Okay? This was a very small piece of that equation, Jackie Zimmerman, compared to all the good things that we got going on in a day. Learn to isolate the disappointment. Number 3, I look at the person who disappointed me. Do you know that some people have a consistent pattern of disappointing other people? They don't know. Let me tell you the first person they disappoint every day, their own self. They live in a state of disappointment. It's like they disappoint themselves every morning. They disappoint themselves throughout the day. They disappoint other people. Sometimes I look at a person and I say, man, that's what they do. They've made a habit and a living out of disappointing other people. Okay? So for you, sometimes I got to look at the person and go, oh my gosh, I'm expecting so much out of that person and they don't have it to give. They got a 4-cylinder. I'm asking for a 10-cylinder and they got a 4-cylinder. I'm asking for a V10 and they got a friggin' lawnmower engine. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I expect things out of people. I tell my wife this all the time. Sometimes I expect things out of people they can't do. I expect people to have a big engine. And so not everybody has a big engine. I expect people to have a long obedience in the same direction. I expect people to come in and want to master something. I expect people not to want to give up easy. So, number 3. Number 4, I remind myself this one. This is a good one. And then we're going to take a short break and come back. This is one of my favorite mottos of all time. Never allow another person to stand between you and your destiny. You see, I made up my mind that I'm never going to allow another person to stand between me and my destiny. I have a destiny that's out in front of me. It's up to me to go manifest it. It ain't nobody else's destiny but mine. It's what I've been called to go do. And when I live in a state of disappointment, now I'm in a bad state, and that bad state is sucking the energy out of me. And because of that, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to be doing. So you got to make a decision not to ever let another person stand between you and your destiny. I got one more thing that I do. When we come back from the break, I'm Coach Michael Burt. I got 3 more minutes of Super Coach. Buckle down with me. Listen to this on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podcast Republic. Download and listen to this again, David Stegg. Listen to this one over and over because somebody's going to break your heart today. Somebody's going to disappoint you today. Some bozo's going to do something today that you're going to go, what in the world? How did that happen? I'm going to give you my 5th one when I come back on Super Coach. Hey guys, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, and wouldn't it be nice to go to work every day in a place of energy where there was an exchange of ideas and energy with other like-minded people that had music and lights and a comfortable environment and a creative environment? Well, I have created that in the new Greatness Factory. Basically, the Greatness Factory is a place where we manufacture greatness, but we're offering people the ability to work from the Greatness Factory. This is where most of our monster producers work from. This is where they have meetings. Right now, we're offering the Greatness Pass, which is where you can come every day from 8 to 5, work from the factory, get better. We've got a full kitchenette, we've got television, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got everything you need, but more importantly, we got the energy. So take advantage of the Greatness Pass. For $99 a month, you can work from the Greatness Factory. Special offer that's only going to last about 1 more month. That also gives you the access to host private events here. New, modern, industrial, cool, energetic. It is a hub of energy and activity. Take advantage of the Greatness Pass. I'm Coach Michael Burt, and I'd like to see you working here every single day. Hey guys, welcome back, Super Coach. Every week, I have so much fun doing this live show for you. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to a few key people that are doing some big things. Derek Godwin, Godwin Construction, the first member of the Millionaire Club. Derek Godwin bumped up his coaching. Millionaire Club includes everything monster producer, private access to me, special passes First round of capital raise, plus we're doing a cool, unique trip. Derek, I've been working on a place for us to go. Millionaire Club. We've got a Millionaire Club. We got a 25K level. We got a Mega Monster. We got a regular Monster producer, guys. If you're not in the club, you got to get in the club. Congratulations to Dave Stegg. Dave, thank you for bumping up to the 25K level, big guy. Today we had another 25K member bump up. Bill Taylor, Bushido School of Karate, my man Bill Taylor bumped up to the 25K level as well. Listen, I'm only interested in working with the people who are serious, guys. So if you're out there in the world and you want to play at the highest levels, we got to get you in, we got to get you excited, and we got to get you coaching, because I'm going to put you around some serious players. We're going to do some big things in the world. So today, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I guarantee these big-time people I'm talking about know how to handle disappointment. Number one, how do they handle disappointment? Okay? They do the things I'm talking about doing. Now, let me give you my fifth and final thing, then I'm going to get you out of here. When I get disappointed out in the world and I meet disappointment, here's what I do. I make up my mind this one thing. This is going to take you a long way. This is going to take you a long way. When I get disappointed by another person, I make up my mind on this. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. I only want to be in relationship with people that want to be in relationship with me. I'm only looking for people that are looking for me. So if a person rejects you, says you're not good enough, don't want to engage with you, don't see the value in you, don't appreciate you, you go home feeling rejected. You go home feeling like you're not good enough. It's got more to say about them than it does about you. That's what you got to make up your mind. Don't let another person that doesn't buy into your dream or like your song that you're singing or your vision keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. Never let another person stand between you and your destiny. But my fifth thing is this. I only want to be in relationship with other people who want to be in relationship with me. I know I create value. And if they don't see that value, somebody else will. Some will, some won't. So what? Listen, guys, every single week, know this, I believe in you. I believe in you, okay? It's time for you to believe in you. If you're not in my coaching program, you need to be in my coaching program. Check out monsterproducer.com. My online academy is in there. You can be any level. We got the Monster Producer, the Mega Monster, the 25K level, and the Millionaires Club. What level do you want to be in? Because I want to be in relationship with those people who want to be in relationship with me. Guys, be on the lookout for my new podcast, Person of Interest, how to become the person other people want a piece of and cannot live without. Every week I come into your life on Super Coach. Go back and listen on podcasts, share it, review it. Give me some love, guys, because everybody needs a good coach in life. Hey there, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. And man, do I love combining inspirational things in inspirational places. This is why we purchased a house down in Seaside, Florida, one of the coolest places in the world. We call that house Seabatical. We go down there to retreat, to attack, May 17th through the 20th. I've partnered with my good friend and founder of Lightspeed VT, the real Brad Lee, for $1 billion camp. Could you create $1 billion of value? Could you create a company that creates $1 billion of value? Could you scale your company from where it is to where you want to go? You won't do it unless you have the strategy and the concept and the mindset. So join Brad Lee and I down at Sabbatical May 17th through the 20th. Get you a bedroom, private bedroom. Get 3 days with the real Brad Lee and Coach Michael Burt. He's bringing the ideas and I'm bringing the structure. Go to CoachBURT.com/retreats. Sign up for a retreat with me down in Seaside, Florida.